Hey there, STEM enthusiasts! Welcome back to Kameron's Lab Dive In, the go-to podcast for STEM students, crafted with passion by one of your own. I'm Kameron, your enthusiastic and ever-curious host. Buckle up for today's insightful episode. Ready to dive in? Welcome back to Kameron's Lab Dive In for Season 2. I kicked off the season last week Friday with a riveting interview with Esther Wojcicki about AI in education. We spoke about how teachers can use it like a teacher's assistant, and how it empowers students by giving them the confidence to ask questions. As we all know, questions are a key part of the learning process. If you missed that episode, of course, listen to this one first, but definitely check it out after. I actually met Miss Esther at the infamous DLD 2024 Dare to Know conference. For those of you who may not know what it is, allow me to explain. DLD, which stands for Digital Life Design, was founded in 2005 as a, quoted from the website, intimate gathering of friends. The co-chairs, Steffi Sherney and Yossi Vardi, have developed DLD into the international community that it is today. Dare to Know, the theme of the conference, means leaving our echo chambers and not taking things for granted. That's actually quoted from Ms. Steffi's opening speech. They introduce speakers to the global stage, which I think is pretty cool. DLD, known for its prestigious lineup, has featured a range of famous speakers from diverse fields. These have included industry leaders, innovators, and visionaries. Some notable names include Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. I don't think I have to tell you who that is. I really like how Steffi described DLD as an ever-evolving ecosystem, a living sculpture. One of the speakers later said that while the theme of the conference is Dare to Know, we must dare to do. And daring to engage with the community there was something I really enjoyed doing. In today's episode, I'll be discussing my overall review of the conference, what some of the attendees I spoke with thought, and also a high level of some of my favorite talks. Let's dive right in. In the first talk I attended at the DLD conference, Joran Ammer, a pivotal figure in the development of generative AI, presented an enlightening discourse called Generative AI and its transformation of business, research, and society. Mr. Ammer, from the Munich Center for Machine Learning and a key developer of Stability AI, emphasized the revolutionary impact of generative AI. He described it as a powerful booster that enhances our interactions with computers, making them easier, more potent, and accessible. Mr. Ammer explained how generative AI is bridging the communication gap between humans and computers, acting as a translator that comprehends and interprets our language into actionable data. This innovation marks a departure from the traditional stochastic parrot machine learning models. We're now witnessing an emergence of AI where the output is distinctively different from the input data, showcasing creativity and novelty. He also highlighted a critical limitation in the field, the plateau in exponential growth due to the escalating size of AI models. Despite significant investments from consumers, university labs, and big tech, this growth barrier remains a challenge. However, generative AI offers a solution with minimal programming requirements, enabling the creation of novel, tailored solutions. Importantly, Mr. Ammer pointed out the unique opportunity generative AI presents for European businesses to establish a significant presence, potentially outpacing the United States. Instead of seeking commonalities among millions, generative AI focuses on identifying and amplifying small yet crucial differentiating factors. In his view, generative AI acts as a magnifying glass for problems, offering clearer insights. The talk also touched on the debate between closed and open source AI. Mr. Ammer argued that while closed source models may delay AI's proliferation, they cannot stop it. He advocated for open source AI in critical technologies, likening it to an open closet that's easier to keep clean than a closed one. This approach, he believes, is crucial for the future of generative AI, ensuring its responsible and widespread use. Next, I'd like to talk about a panel discussion. Specifically, the panel discussion titled, "Don't Invest in AI, Invest in Our Children." It was a thought-provoking session featuring esteemed panelists Esther Dyson, Esther Wojcicki, Iklak Sidhu, Nira Khosla, and Jean Rubner. The conversation delved into the intersection of AI, education, and child development. The panel was created from Esther Dyson's upcoming article, "Don't Fuss About Training Your AIs, Train Your Babies." She spent 25 years in the tech and AI space with the early pioneers of AI, and 10 years working on body parts in healthcare and how to help them, things like our kidneys. And now, she works with humans in a nonprofit, helping small communities become a better place to raise children. She says, "We won't be able to solve the problems of AI going rogue because it goes rogue due to the people coding it." That line really resonated with me and the research I've been doing into AI biases, inspired by Dr. Joy Buolamwini and her own work in it. Ms. Dyson says that we need better people who understand their own motivations, but also the institution's motivations. And I love what she said at the end of her introduction. AI is powerful. It just needs to be run by better humans. Following that, Ms. Nira Khosla empathized with using her own children as an example of how not all children can have the same opportunities and access. She herself didn't have access to the same resources that her children do. That's what inspired her to create CK12, because all education should be accessible and accessible at each person's level. CK12 has a cool AI tutor called Flexi that allows students to ask it questions, it breaks down the answers, and can even translate them into different languages, all for free. Okay, I won't go too much into detail about the panel, but it was inspiring. Education should be accessible to everyone, and it was wonderful to learn how the panel is working in their various areas to make a difference. Now, where have your passions taken you? To a better place? A better life? Tunde Onakoya was born in the Korodu, a slum in Lagos, Nigeria. At age 10, he had to drop out of school because his family needed the money. While out of school for 2 years, he found the gift of chess at a local barbershop. The first thing a player asked him while he watched them play was, "What does this look like?" while holding up a knight chess piece. You know, the one that's shaped like a horse. Mr. Onakoya answered, "A donkey," which made the player laugh. He then explained to him what it was. And from there, his journey into the wonders and strategies of chess began, and his life has changed forever. It almost reminds me of how my grandfather gave me my first screwdriver at age 3. That really sparked my love of making things and technology. Sometimes, finding your passion can start somewhere small, but still have a huge impact on your life. Mr. Onakoya explained that at the time when he first found chess, he wasn't well educated and didn't speak English. Chess became his intellectual identity. It allowed him to become a thinker, which is what inspired the title of his talk, Raising a New Generation of Thinkers. He talks about how chess is a game that instills the skills that we need in the next generation of workers. It teaches critical thinking and gives a sense of independence and self. Mr. Onakoya told the story of Ferdinand, one of the children he worked with from Makoko. Makoko is a floating slum in Nigeria where the men are fishermen. When Mr. Onakoya started teaching chess there, Ferdinand came in to learn, but was told to leave by the other children because he was differently abled. They didn't understand him because he has cerebral palsy and is unable to speak. However, over time he showed how brilliant he was, and eventually won the chess tournament that Mr. Onakoya hosted after their lessons. Today, Ferdinand is 11 years old and will soon attend a chess tournament in Spain. I like Mr. Onakoya's final quote. He actually had all of us say it together as a group. It is possible to do great things from a small place. I'm excited to say that I had the chance to speak with Mr. Onakoya after his talk. So if you'd like to see that, please head over to my Instagram page, Kameron's Lab, Kameron's with an underscore, and then lab. Or my TikTok, you can find it there too. The DLD conference was full of inspiring talks just like this one. People giving their perspectives and telling their stories. It was wonderful to have the opportunity to listen to them all. I'd now like to shift over to the attendee reviews that I collected. Throughout the conference, I spoke with a myriad of attendees, and they all said the same thing. DLD is a community, and that's why they come back. In fact, people would ask me if it was my first time attending, and I was amazed that they could tell. As soon as I said yes, they would brighten up and smile before introducing me to their friends and colleagues. It was amazing to become a part of such a welcoming network. As I mentioned, the attendees I spoke with offered their unique perspectives on the event. Their feedback painted a vivid picture of the conference's strengths and areas for improvement. I actually have some video attendee reviews as well coming soon, so be sure to follow my page for that. Again, Kameron's_lab on Instagram and TikTok, or if you prefer to follow me on LinkedIn, it's just Kameron Young over there. On the positive side, attendees were unanimous in praising the conference for its exceptional content. They highlighted the high caliber of attendees, providing a fertile ground for networking and establishing meaningful connections. The diversity and quality of attendance not only enriched the discussions, but also opened doors for potential collaborations, particularly beneficial for business professionals. Furthermore, the conference was praised for its insightful presentations on emerging technologies, offering attendees a front-row seat to the latest developments and trends in the digital world. However, there were some areas noted for improvement. A common critique, expressed through anonymous feedback, of course, was regarding the organization of the event. Some attendees felt that the conference could benefit from a more streamlined coordination, ensuring a smoother experience for participants. Additionally, there was a sentiment that certain panels didn't completely align with their advertised titles, leading to a mismatch in expectations. A significant concern raised was the overwhelming focus on the broad implications of AI, with a lack of emphasis on practical applications. Attendees expressed a desire for more detailed discussions on how AI can be realistically integrated and utilized in various sectors, rather than general assertions of its transformative potential. Overall, while the conference was celebrated for its rich content and networking opportunities, these insights from attendees suggest a need for more focused panel discussions and practical applications of AI, alongside improvements in event organization. I'd like to finish today's episode with my own personal review. Attending the DLD conference was an enriching and eye-opening experience for me, offering a plethora of learning opportunities. The event served as an excellent platform to gain insights into a wide array of companies and emerging technologies. It was fascinating to see the theoretical topics I studied at university come alive through the narratives and presentations of speakers, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. This real-world application of academic concepts was both enlightening and inspiring. What I particularly loved about the discussions was the personal touch added by most speakers. Their use of personal anecdotes to demystify complex topics was incredibly effective, and especially for subjects that were new to me. This approach made the learning experience more relatable and engaging, deepening my understanding of the intricate world of technology and business. The venue itself added to the allure of the conference. There was this graphic light panel that stretched the full length of the venue and was nothing short of spectacular. I captured a video of this stunning feature and plan to share a venue tour later today. Not only was it visually captivating, but it also provided a fantastic backdrop for my content, adding an extra layer of vibrancy to my posts. The social aspects of the conference were equally memorable. Day one concluded with the Thursday Kraut, an event at a local restaurant where we indulged in delicious local cuisine. This provided a wonderful opportunity to engage in more relaxed, informal conversations with fellow attendees. The atmosphere was perfect for networking and building connections outside of the formal confines of the conference sessions, although a bit loud due to all of us speaking at the same time. Day 2 ended on a high note, with a party featuring a performance by Wanda Banton, who even sang his new song, Barun. The energy was electric, especially for Afrobeats enthusiasts like myself. It was a delightful contrast to see attendees in business attire letting loose and dancing to the rhythm. A few of them at least. Reflecting on my experience at the DLD conference, I must admit that I did find myself in agreement with the feedback regarding the organization of the event. One aspect that stood out was the scheduling of the talks. There were instances where sessions ran behind their allotted time, which created some confusion and made it challenging to follow the planned program. This was particularly noticeable when I had to choose between overlapping sessions or adjust my schedule on the fly to catch talks of interest. However, I must commend the conference organizers for their effective use of technology to mitigate these issues. The events app was a saving grace in many of these situations. It was regularly updated, provided real-time information about the ongoing and upcoming talks, their locations, and any changes to the schedule. This digital tool proved to be incredibly helpful in navigating the event amidst the scheduling hiccups. It allowed me to make informed decisions about which sessions to attend and kept me informed about any last-minute changes or delays. While the issue with timing and organization was a noticeable hiccup, the overall experience at the conference was not significantly hampered thanks to the app. It's a testament to the importance of having robust digital solutions in place for large-scale events like this. Moving forward, a more streamlined approach to scheduling and adherence to the set timings would undoubtedly enhance the experience for all attendees. Despite this critique, the conference was a valuable and enriching experience. I look forward to seeing how it evolves in the future. This conference was also my first visit to Germany, and it didn't disappoint, despite the snowy weather. The combination of professional insights, cultural experiences, and networking opportunities made it a worthwhile adventure. Based on this experience, I'm eagerly looking forward to attending the conference again next year, hopefully for more learning, connections, and fun. See you there, DLD! Hi again, awesome listener! That wraps up another deep dive of Kameron's Lab Dive In. Before you dive back into your day, see what I did there? Take a second to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Want a behind-the-scenes look? Bonus content? Or just some good old STEM fun? Follow me on my socials, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Kameron's Lab. And remember, every episode is a new adventure, and we've got some thrilling dives lined up for you. Don't miss out! Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.